Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I am announcing a giveaway from Corona Tools, and then I'm going to go over the videos that I have upcoming in the next couple weeks. I was down on the Gulf Coast for like 9 days or something like that, and I wanted to show you a couple of the clips from videos that I have coming up. I toured some really super interesting things, met some interesting people, revisited with some old friends down there, and I think I have some pretty good video content from it. From that trip, so I'm excited to get to editing that stuff. Normally every Wednesday I put up a Wednesday update video from this yard, but I've come back home to a lot of rain, and so just digging holes is not even an option right this second. There's been a lot of rain while I was gone, and more in the forecast all week. The redbud, the Golden Falls redbud's finally ready to go in the ground here, and I was planning on doing that as soon as I got back, and several other projects, but that's okay. So there won't be a Wednesday update video. Things have grown a lot, but I don't think it's that interesting to put up a video that, plants grew. Is not that exciting, but lots will be accomplished by next Wednesday's update video. Okay, so probably the main reason you guys clicked on this, Corona's giving away 3 pieces on the channel, the 10-inch folding saw that I use very frequently on the channel. If you've ever followed me, this is the exact same one. This is a great saw. It's a 10-inch saw. It's a good size one. You can still put it in your pocket. And then they're doing the classic 1-inch bypass pruners. That's the ones I've used on landscape jobs for years and years and years. Saw and a pair of pruners, and also a kneeling pad. So all 3 of those things, and there's going to be 3 different winners for all 3 of those things. So if you will make a comment below this video here on YouTube, whatever comment, it doesn't matter what the comment is, whatever, it doesn't matter. Any comment will get you entered to win 1 set of the 3 tools, and then if you'll go over to Instagram, I'll have a post on Instagram that's will be some similar photo to this, me standing here or whatever, holding these Corona tools, and make a comment on that Instagram post. That will enter you over on Instagram. And then the same thing over on the HortTube Facebook page. Do the same thing over there. And follow me on Instagram while you're there. Instagram, when I was down on the Gulf Coast, you could have kind of followed what I was doing across the Gulf Coast. That Instagram is more of my day-to-day update, what I actually have going on in the world, if you've never followed me over there. But anyway, there's 3 tools, the 10-inch folding saw, the bypass pruners, and the kneeling pad. And there's 3 different winners. So go. Are you eating something over here in the frame? Oh no, you're not in the frame. Okay, good. Holly's over here eating something. So thanks very much to Corona for participating in the channel. On the Sunday question and answer video is when I will pull the winners, do the random comment picker, and pick a winner from Instagram, pick a winner from Facebook, pick a winner from YouTube. All 3 will get 3 tools. Okay. Again, thanks to them. You won't believe. I went to pull out all of my Corona tools just to show, how many pieces. And I've got some pretty serious ones too. And there's more. I have just tons and tons of Corona tools in my collection here, and it's what I've always used landscaping. So again, I appreciate them participating in the channel. I brought back lots of plants that I have to do, and I'm doing video work for. This is such a weird year because a lot of the summer nursery shows and trade shows of different kinds in this business got canceled. And so my purpose actually going down to the Gulf Coast was to shoot some virtual content for nurseries and brands and that kind of thing to use in their trade show booths, which are virtual. So it's a really weird year because plants are still being introduced, but people can't gather together and actually see them. So I'm shooting content for that. I brought back pieces for that, new things that are upcoming. I also I got a pink Cirilla. If you watched the video I did at Denny Werner's house, he had 2 beautiful native Cirillas in his yard that were about to bloom. And this is a pink variant here, so I'm excited about this one. It's been in this container too long, so it needs a little bit of work, but that pink Cirilla is pretty fun. This razzmatazz grape here is pretty exciting, and I have a video for it that I've shot that I'll get up in the next week or so. I actually shot it last year, but I brought one back here. I'll have it planted along somewhere here where it can climb. But this is kind of an ever-bearing grape. The grapes are a little smaller, but they're seedless, and just when I say ever-bearing, I mean it continually flowers and fruits as long as it's growing the entire season. They were over at the LSU Ag Center too, same thing. All the other grape varieties had bloomed, were fruiting, and then the new growth happens on them, which is, you know, prolific on grapes, but none of that has any new fruit on it. And this thing just continues to fruit, so pretty exciting. That's a razzmatazz grape. I brought back a couple things that I absolutely can't grow here. This Senecio here is a true tropical, like a zone 10 or 11, but I'll use it as a house plant in the wintertime. New grape varieties. I brought back this new Mahonia right here called Beijing Beauty. This is being introduced next year. I got to make a video for that one. I brought back a white Calicarpa that was from Buddy Lee's. I don't think it's something that'll ever be introduced, but it's a white American Beauty berry. So interesting. There's a lot of interesting plants, you know, that I ran across down there. The videos that are coming up in the next few days, I did some individual plant variety videos while I was over in Loxley, Alabama, and I did it'll be a 3-part video on foundation plants. I have, I think, about 38 low-growing foundation plants, maybe 34, I can't remember, that I divided into 2 parts, and then I did a 3rd part that's plants that will work on the corner of your foundation, tall, narrow things. They gathered stuff all over the nursery for me to do that video, so a lot of work went into that, but it's probably like 50 plus pieces in those 3 videos that are good foundation plants. And then I did a video on all the perennials from the Southern Living Plant Collection, a lot of which I have out here, but they had a lot of them blooming at the same time. It's not all, but it's a lot of them. So that video should be interesting. And then I went over and visited with Bobby Green, who's a very prolific camellia breeder. I've got 2 of his camellias are actually in the frame here, and you wouldn't be able to pick them out, but there's October Magic Rubies right there. And met with him. His family has like an 88-year-old nursery in Fairhope, Alabama, and it's one of the oldest nurseries in Alabama, if not the oldest nursery in Alabama. And that was a super interesting conversation with him. That video will be up soon. I met a landscape architect in Fairhope, Alabama, and he gave me addresses of several places he had designed. I went and shot a video at one that has a backyard tropical paradise. I think that video is going to be, I think you guys will be blown away with how nice this backyard is, and it's 2 blocks from the Gulf of Mexico. And then I went over to his office and shot a video, and this is kind of interesting. His office landscaping is super, go heavy on just a few varieties. I did a video in the fall in a neighborhood near me, and it was also an architect's house, and it's the same. It's very, you know, when they design for other people, they'll do, you know, kind of wild-ish, you know, things that the customers are asking for. But when they design their own stuff, it's things in columns and things in rows and super neat things, kind of interesting. 2 architects I've shot videos at their houses, similar landscaping. So that'll be up soon. And then I went over to Louisiana, and I shot videos with Buddy Lee for new plants he's introducing. We did the question and answer video. I've already put that up. And then we shot a nursery history video that should be interesting. Before plastic pots, a lot of the nurseries actually grew in the metal cans from the schools. So they would go to the school cafeterias and get the cans that had the green beans or corn or soup or whatever the heck came in those cans. They'd pick up the cans, and then they had these really nasty tools. And I had worked at a garden center when I was a teenager, and we had those tools there because when customers bought something in a metal can, you actually had to cut the metal can before they took them, so making them very, very dangerous. And so anyway, we shot a video there. The nursery that Buddy bought was 100 years old. And so one of the family members from that nursery was there. So we shot a video together. Should be interesting. Then I shot a video at Bracy Nursery on trees. I don't have a tremendous amount of tree content on this channel. And I went through a lot of their trees, but not all. That video could have been one of the longest videos I've ever made. I've never seen better uniform tree production than at Bracy's Nursery, which is in southern Louisiana. Then I went over to their house, the owners of Bracy's Nursery's house, and I shot a tour video there, which is it's a very nice yard. Let's put it that way, with a poolside seating area with a Chinese elm that was one of the prettiest Chinese elms I've ever seen. That's a beautiful landscape that you guys will see. And then I went over to the LSU Ag Center. I put the drone up there. I put the drone up a lot of places, so you'll see a lot of drone footage. Put the drone up there and went through. I interviewed Alan Owens, who used to be the director of that Hammond Research Station, part of the LSU Ag Center. I think he was there for like 10 years or something. So I interviewed him about the purpose of the Ag Center, and then I went through and filmed some things there. It was the middle of the day, so the sun wasn't great for shooting, but interesting place. And like all the plant brands that you guys know, if you go to Lowe's and you see anything in a branded pot, all those brands send their pieces to that LSU Ag Center for trialing. Even if they don't think they'll take the heat down there, they'll send them down there just to see how they will perform in that heat and humidity along the Gulf Coast. It's kind of the best trial garden between like Pensacola, Florida and East Texas. It kind of would represent that area of where you walk out of your house in the morning and it takes your breath away because of the how humid it is outside, and how nights in the 80s sometimes during the summer down there. But anyway, all of those videos are coming up, and other content that I'm shooting here. And again, it'll be next week before I do another weekly landscape update. Don't forget to make a comment below for a chance to win the 10-inch folding saw, the 1-inch classic bypass pruners, and the kneeling pad from Corona Tools. Make a comment on YouTube, go over to Instagram, make a comment there, and make a comment over on Facebook. Facebook ends up with the lightest amount of comments when I do these things. Just go, it should be today's post over there. Just below that, just make a comment there, and that you'll be entered in 3 different places for a chance to win the 3 tools from Corona. Thanks again to them, and thanks everybody for following along with the channel.